Good afternoon. I'm Lisa Coons, the State Superintendent of Public Instruction for the Commonwealth of Virginia. Thank you to the Clover Hill High School Jazz Band from Chesterfield County for our pre-show entertainment. We appreciate you being here during this busy time of year and enjoyed your wonderful music. I also want to thank the VDOE team who have worked diligently to recognize educators across the Commonwealth with this event and with our Elevate Educators campaign. Governor and First Lady, I'm pleased to welcome you to this celebration of Virginia teachers this afternoon.
Thank you.
Our teachers today represent all grades and aspects of teaching and teach in every region in Virginia. I've had the opportunity to recognize each of you in your schools, and that was a true honor to see you with your students, hear your students speak about your impact, and even hear your colleagues lift up your work. As I said at lunch, these celebrations were some of the most powerful experiences for us over the past year. When we've had the opportunity to speak with you, you talked about ensuring your students finished their French quiz, or got on the bus, or prepared for a track meet. Never were you worried about yourself, or who was in your picture, or who was in your celebration. Most importantly, you talked about having the best job in the world, and the hope you have for your students, and the dreams you are instilling in their futures. For this, I personally want to say thank you. We are also joined by many of their principals, superintendents, families, and friends. We appreciate the support that you give to these 8 teachers so they can do a great job every day. Thank you for all of you so that our teachers can get our students ready for their futures. The Virginia Teacher of the Year program is named in memory of Mary V. Bicavarius, a teacher of government and international relations with the Hampton City Schools, who later taught in higher education. After being recognized as the 1989 Virginia Teacher of the Year, Dr. Bicavarius went on to become National Teacher of the Year, the first Virginia educator to receive that honor. Although she passed away in 2001, her legacy lives on, not only through this program, but through students and community members whose lives she touched. Following in Mary's footstep, 2 additional Virginia teachers have been named National Teacher of the Year, Phil Bigler and Rodney Robinson. Joining us today is also our current 2024 Virginia Teacher of the Year, Jeffrey Keller. Jeffrey. Jeffrey is a 9th through 12th grade history and social studies teacher at John Handley High in Winchester. Thank you, Mr. Keller, for being such a strong representative of educator voice to Virginia over the past year. Jeffrey strives not only to ensure his students increase their knowledge and understanding of history and social studies, but he also encourages them to actively participate in their school community. Additionally, he has helped charter one of Virginia's first chapters of Rho Kappa, an honor society dedicated to the excellence in social studies. Jeffrey, thank you for being here today, and thank you for representing all of Virginia teachers over the past year. We are also joined this afternoon by members of the Virginia Board of Education, Dr. Amber Northern and Andy Rotherham. Thank you for your service and commitment every month to the students across the Commonwealth. Thank you for being here to celebrate Virginia's teachers, and thank you for all you do for Virginia's children. As it is a busy time in the education world, the Secretary of Education, Amy Gadara, is currently speaking at the Tidewater Community College graduation this afternoon. So in her place, I'd like to introduce our Deputy Secretary of Education, Emily Ann Gullickson. She herself is a former middle and high school teacher. Emily Ann?
Thanks so much. All right. Great, it's wonderful to be here with all of you. So everyone here today can remember their favorite teacher, the one that took time to work with you, excited you to help make a difference, and really inspired on how you too can change the world. And we know that one of the top factors to influence a child's education is the quality of their classroom teacher, and that's why we're here today, because of 8 outstanding teachers that we are recognizing for molding the future leaders of the Commonwealth. And we're excited to give you all the recognition that you deserve. Now, the 8 Regional Teachers of the Year were selected from more than 100 Division Teachers of the Year submissions for this year's statewide honor. Each Division Teacher of the Year was interviewed by panelists comprised of the current Regional Teachers of the Year, parents, and education leaders, with the final selections representing Virginia's best. First, we'd like to recognize our superintendents who have provided tremendous support for their Regional Teachers of the Year and have accompanied them here today. Dr. Michael Gill, Superintendent of Hanover County Public Schools. Dr. Michelle Mitchell, Superintendent of Newport News Public Schools. Dr. Melissa Saunders, Superintendent of Manassas Park City Schools. Dr. Mark Burgeon, Superintendent of Bedford County Public Schools. Dr. Dennis Carter, Superintendent of Smith County Public Schools, and Dr. Chip Jones, Superintendent of Cumberland County Public Schools. We are also joined today by Dr. Mervyn Daughtry of Chesterfield County Public Schools, who's accompanied the Clover Hill Jazz Band for today's event. Let's give them all a shout out one more time. Yeah. Now, we are also so proud of the support our Regional Teachers of the Year have received from their local lawmakers, and the announcement of our regional teachers were made across the Commonwealth, with lawmakers from both sides of the aisle joining to show their great support. So today, we're so pleased to be joined by Delegate Philip Scott from Spotsylvania in support of his excellent teacher from Region 3. Thank you. Now, of course, this event would not be possible without the support of the program's benefactors, who have generously supported the Teacher of the Year program for many years and made this well-deserved recognition possible. So we'd like to recognize this year's sponsors, starting with Kings Dominion and Soak City. In addition to their ongoing financial support of the program, they are also awarding all of our regional teachers with theme park tickets for their families, which feels really great on a day like today. Allen, and Allen are a returning sponsor again this year, and their financial support will be awarded to our final honoree this afternoon. And we are so appreciative of many of Virginia's institutions of higher education who have donated the opportunity for continuing education and professional development credits. Thank you for this meaningful support. We are very grateful for our lead sponsor once again this year with Dominion Energy and their charitable foundation. Dominion has been a longtime lead supporter of Virginia's Teacher of the Year program, and I'd like to invite Hunter Applewhite, President of the Dominion Energy Charitable Foundation, to come speak about their commitment to Virginia's teachers.
Thank you very much. And I'd also want to just call out the band also. I counted 5 saxophone players, and I played the saxophone when I was about that age, but I don't think I ever got past Good King Wenceslas. So congratulations, what a great group of folks. And thank you for the chance to say a few words on behalf of Dominion Energy. The first thing I'd like to say is we are very grateful to be part of this celebration. It's a privilege and it's an honor to help shine a light on all of the great things each one of you is doing in the classroom. At Dominion Energy, our mission is pretty simple. We like to say that we provide the reliable, affordable, and increasingly clean energy that powers our customers every day. And if we don't do what we're supposed to be doing, a lot of people can't do what they're supposed to be doing. That's fairly simple, but what's not so simple is how all that gets done. The energy grid doesn't just run itself. It takes a lot of very talented people, in fact about 6,000 of them in Virginia. They're engineers and biologists and accountants and line workers and everything in between. And most of them, in fact I'd say all of them actually, are smarter than I am. And every single one of them owes their success to a teacher somewhere along the line. Today we're here to celebrate some of the best teachers in the Commonwealth, the ones who set the standard, the ones who show the degree of excellence that can be achieved when you have a true passion for your craft and a true passion for your calling. And nobody has to tell you all, some days it's really difficult. My father was a career public school teacher in Virginia. I'm married to a teacher. So I understand that every day is a challenge and can be a challenge, but you all have become experts in overcoming those challenges. The truth is you're making a profound difference in young people's lives, even if you don't see it every day, even if they don't see it. yet. They will see it, just as we all see it tonight. So on behalf of Dominion Energy, congratulations for all you've accomplished, and thank you very much for all you do. Thank you.
All right, and we are so grateful for your support. Now, the Teacher of the Year program has also received ongoing support from our friends at the Virginia Lottery. So I'd like to invite Khalid Jones, Executive Director of the Virginia Lottery, to speak about the lottery's commitment to public education.
Thank you all here for having me here this evening. I'm excited to be here for this event. The lottery is proud to sponsor the Virginia Teacher of the Year announcement and celebration, something we've done for about the past decade. We're in the business of games for adults for the benefit of our children. And obviously, all the profits from the Virginia Lottery go to supporting K-12 education here in the Commonwealth. Just last fiscal year, the lottery raised about $867 million. And the games, like I said, are for adults. I saw one trumpeter who I'm pretty sure can't play over there on our far right, but pretty soon. Because our mission is to support public schools, we champion several campaigns throughout the year. As a matter of fact, this is National Teacher Appreciation Week as well, so I want to recognize that. And in total, since 1999, we've contributed about more than $12 billion to K-12 education here in the Commonwealth.
Oh, come on, here we go. Yeah, that's really cool.
All right, clap it up. If you can't clap it up for $12 billion, we can clap it up for. Our goal is to thank as many teachers as possible. During our Thank a Teacher campaign, we offer both digital and hard copy cards and note cards that they can send to their favorite educator. The cards feature artwork from 3 students, elementary, middle, and high. This year, 125,000 hard copy thank you cards were distributed throughout the Commonwealth, which is a record. I was told we had to reprint extra because people were so enthusiastic about the campaign. Soon, a drawing will be held for note card recipients, and 4 lucky public school teachers will win $2,500 and also to receive $2,500 for supplies for their school. I'm a dad to a toddler, almost about this young lady's age right here. And when I came down to the Commonwealth, obviously moved the whole family, but after having been a part of this program and seeing the educators in this state and being a part of this celebration, I know that she's gonna be in good hands wherever she chooses to go. So thank you once again, and we'll be here to stay.
All right, and with that, I would love to introduce Dr. Coons.
Now it's the fun part. We're going to have each of our regional teachers of the year come up as we announce your name and talk about your amazing career. So we're going to start with our Region 1 Teacher of the Year, Avanti Yamamoto. Mrs. Yamamoto is a math teacher at Hanover County Public Schools Atlee High School. She has been a teacher for more than 10 years, 8 of which she has spent at Atlee High School. Mrs. Yamamoto has always had a passion for mathematics and working with children, and is described by her recommenders as someone who was born to be a teacher. While in her 3rd year at VCU, she decided to pursue a career in education. And for that, countless students she has taught and will teach are immensely fortunate. Mrs. Yamamoto is determined to show all her students that math is not scary, and that they are, and we are, all math people. She has worked with a wide range of students, from special education to advanced math classes, and she has reached all students regardless of socioeconomic status, learning aptitude, or math background. A pillar in her community, Mrs. Yamamoto spends her free time serving various organizations and clubs. She is currently a member of the National Council of Supervisors of Mathematics and the National Board for Professional Teaching Standards. She also serves as the Key Club International Sponsor at Atlee High School. Mrs. Yamamoto is a teacher who inspires and pushes her students to achieve far beyond what they thought possible, and has without a doubt made a tremendous impact. Welcoming and congratulating Mrs. Yamamoto. And our Region 2 Teacher of the Year, Shonda Woods. Miss Woods is an integrated language arts teacher for grades 6 through 8 at Newport News Public Schools Crittenden Middle School. Miss Wood's teaching journey began when she encountered early struggles with reading, which eventually led to challenges during her own middle school years. She reached a turning point in 7th grade when a teacher encouraged her to set high expectations for herself. That exact moment is what inspired her to become a teacher, with the hopes that one day she too could have a similar impact on her own students. And we met one of those. Today, Miss Woods is a dedicated educator, new teacher mentor, and model teacher. She's also the founder of Crittenden Middle School's Cougar Gardens. She goes above and beyond to create meaningful classroom experiences and lessons that engage her students of all backgrounds and abilities. A mentor to her colleagues and her students, a connector in her community, and a passionate educator who wants everyone to feel welcome, cared for, and succeed. Miss Woods has spent the last 25 years putting her whole heart into teaching. Please join me in congratulating Miss Woods. Next, we have our Region 3 Teacher of the Year, Beth Marshall. Mrs. Marshall is a French teacher at Spotsylvania County Public Schools, Riverbend High School. While studying abroad in France, Mrs. Marshall fell in love with the beauty of the French language and began her 27-year journey of being a dedicated educator. Mrs. Marshall puts community at the core of her teaching philosophy. Her immersive, welcoming classroom is a place where her students are connected to the global world and engaged in those types of activities. Day in and day out, she strives to help her students understand that they are citizens of the world, even if they never leave Virginia. Mrs. Marshall is a firm believer in the value of collaboration and teamwork, and is an involved leader among her colleagues. She gives her time and energy to many educational organizations and initiatives: the Foreign Language Association of Virginia, French Honor Society, and French Club at Riverbend High, and the American Association of Teachers of French, to just name a few. And despite her many commitments, she never wavers in showing her students that they matter. Thank you, Mrs. Marshall. Now on to Region 4, Darnell Green. Mr. Green is an 8th grade mathematics teacher at Manassas Park City Schools, Manassas Park Middle School. For more than 21 years, Mr. Green has been a teacher, mentor, and coach, guiding and motivating everyone he meets to achieve their best. His journey to become a teacher started at a young age. After a challenging start to high school, his life was forever changed when the new varsity football coach met with him and asked him if he wanted to make a positive difference in the world. That meeting was the beginning of his journey in helping positively shape the future of Manassas Park Middle School students by sharing his stories and his own experiences. Mr. Green creates a classroom environment that encourages students to make connections to the world around them, making math come alive for all. A leader inside and outside of the classroom, Mr. Green is a board member for both the nonprofit organization Children Empowered by Love and has successfully led multiple teams he's coached to champion-level success, and even made sure they were running in cross country while you were getting your award. Mr. Green has dedicated his life's work to teaching, sparking enthusiasm and passion for learning in every student lucky enough to be part of his classroom. Congratulations, Mr. Green. And on to Region 5, Genevieve Weaver. All students can learn is the foundational belief of Mrs. Weaver, an adapted special education teacher at Bedford County Public Schools, Jefferson Forest High School. Mrs. Weaver has devoted her life to supporting people with disabilities and supporting their families. She's intentional about cultivating experiences her students wouldn't otherwise have in their self-contained classroom, and ongoingly seeks opportunities where her students feel a sense of unity, purpose, and connection, working diligently to understand the needs of each student and each family. Working with parents, she helps them connect individual students with local organizations which are logistically feasible for them to participate once they graduate. Mrs. Weaver's impact goes far beyond the classroom walls, dedicating her spare time to the nonprofit inclusive workplace she helped create, Craveables, and serving as a Global Autism Project Skill Corps member and a court-appointed special advocate for children in foster care. Mrs. Weaver has been a teacher for just 4 years, and in just 4 years, she has already made a lasting and resounding impact in her students, her families, her school, and her colleagues. Please help me congratulate Genevieve Weaver. Now on to Region 6, Candace Carrier. Mrs. Carrier is a career and technical education, CTE, or agricultural teacher, also welding teacher, at Montgomery County Public Schools Blacksburg High School. When she was a senior in high school, her FFA advisor encouraged her to apply to the agricultural education program at Virginia Tech and told her, "You would make an excellent teacher." That's all it took, one person believing in her, and she didn't look back. And her FFA advisor was right. Today, Mrs. Carrier is a pioneer for women in career and technical education. She was recently hired as the first female adjunct welding instructor at New River Community College, started the dual enrollment welding program at Blacksburg High School, and previously served as the first female agricultural teacher at Broadway High School in Rockingham County. By serving as an example of underrepresented persons excelling in agricultural mechanics, and I almost can't say that, agricultural mechanics and welding industries, she empowers her students and shows them that success is obtainable. She has created a classroom community where positive relationships are built and her students feel heard, supported, and engaged. So much so that her students name the classroom Carrier's Crew. A teacher and mentor for 20 years, Mrs. Carrier has forged a love for deeper learning in all her students. Please help me in congratulating Candace Carrier. Next, our Region 7 Regional Teacher of the Year, Andy Holmes. Mr. Holmes is the band director at both Marion Senior High School and Marion Middle School in Smith County Public Schools. Mr. Holmes' passion for serving others through leadership, as well as his love for creating quality music, inspired him to pursue a career in music education. In his first year of teaching at Marion Senior High School, the Scarlet Hurricane Band received multiple awards at every marching band competition in which they competed. They also received the highest possible rating at concert assessment in the spring of 2023, a feat not achieved at Marion Senior High School since 2012. His students' accomplishments since his arrival have increased enthusiasm and support for the band program and at the school and in the community. Outside of the school, Mr. Holmes is an active member of the Virginia Music Educators Association, the National Association for Music Education, the Virginia Band and Orchestra Directors Association, and the Percussive Arts Society. In his short tenure, just 2 years, Mr. Holmes has already established a band culture that enables student leadership and encourages students to have the same expectations for themselves that he has for them. And I believe you will have the first Grow Your Own Band Director program starting next year. So I'm really excited about that. Congratulations, Andy Holmes. And last but not least, we do go in numerical order, but Region 8, Emily Wilson Overstreet. Emily Overstreet is a visual arts teacher at Cumberland County's Public Schools, Cumberland Elementary School. Her greatest influence and her source of inspiration to work in education was her first teacher in life, her grandmother. At an early age, her grandmother taught her the importance of building up others, not just through words, but with actions. Today, Mrs. Overstreet teaches grade pre-K through 4 and believes art education plays a vital role in school engagement and culture, has the power to positively influence all, builds confidence in students, and creates a sense of community. Mrs. Overstreet encourages students to use their talent to enrich the community, and you can find her students' work all over town. From the buddy benches her students made for other district elementary schools to make artwork for local retirement communities. She has also created a social media channel, Mrs. O's Art Studio, to highlight and promote Cumberland County Public Schools student artwork and more. A leader inside the classroom and outside, Mrs. Overstreet has been a teacher and a mentor for 15 years, and without a doubt shines a positive light on the teaching profession throughout her actions every single day. Congratulations, Emily. And now you have met our 8 Regional Teachers of the Year. These teachers will serve with me as part of our advisory council and meet monthly via Zoom to help us make sure that we have a positive teacher voice in everything that we do at the agency. We had the opportunity to sit and eat lunch with them and start those conversations, so I'm so excited and honored to have these 8 Regional Teachers of the Year help us guide policy and decision making at the department. But most importantly, I want to introduce Governor Glenn Youngkin to the stage and to the microphone. He is a champion for Virginia's public education and for the public schools, and a strong supporter of Virginia's educators. We are pleased that he is here with us tonight, and he brought his wife, Suzanne Youngkin, also a proud supporter of everything we do in the classroom, to kick off Teacher Appreciation Week here in the Commonwealth and celebrate all of our great teachers. Ladies and gentlemen, Governor Youngkin.
Wow. Okay. As I said earlier, this is the best day of the year. We are celebrating great teachers. And there is no greater impact that you will see than decades later to have a student say, Mrs. Weaver impacted my life. Mrs. D'Arcy impacted my life. Mrs. Dewey impacted my life. Those were 3 teachers that I had along the way that impacted my life. Just this week, I had the great privilege, I was on a trade mission when we were in Denmark, and we were making sure that Lego, yes indeed, is coming to Virginia. And I brought with me a book of letters from Watkins Elementary School in Midlothian, Virginia, which is where I went to elementary school. And the students at J.B. Watkins, these 5th graders, had all written a letter. If I could work at Lego, here's what I would do. And to read the expression that was coming from each one of their own views of where they were going to go in life. And each one of them had very strong advice for what the factory should look like, what jobs should be available, and how much money they should be paid. And I know you deal with these students every single day. And so it is great teachers. It is the passion that you bring into the classroom. It's the dedication that fills your heart to put in the extra hours that we know you put in order to prepare, in order to assist, in order to communicate, in order to hug, in order to lift up, in order to encourage, that makes all the difference. And so I guess the most important thing we want to do today is just say thank you. Thank you for being amazing. And thank you for sharing your amazingness with Virginia's students. You know, as you walk into this building, which is the Patrick Henry Building, written on the side is an amazing quote by George Washington. The best means of forming a virtuous and happy people will be found in the right education of our youth. What a comment. And what a commitment that we have all made. I look around this room and I see so many of you that are back here year after year celebrating teachers that participate in the interviews that happened in order to nominate these extraordinary educators. And then we go through a process and we select a Teacher of the Year. And it seems almost unfair because all of you are extraordinary. All of you have dedicated your lives, some earlier along and some a little further along, to demonstrate that you love people, you love students, and you want to help them become what God has gifted them to become. And all it takes is a teacher to say, I see something in you that's special and that's extraordinary. And that is such a rare gift. Your careers may look different than you have planned. And let me tell you, I understand that. But here you are today representing the fundamental belief in the future that our children will in fact unlock all of our futures. They will believe because you have helped them believe in that future. And so Miss Yamamoto and Miss Woods and Miss Marshall and Mr. Green, Miss Weaver, Miss Carrier, Mr. Holmes, and Mrs. Overstreet, I want to say one more time, congratulations, but most importantly, I want to say thank you. And now, I have the great privilege of opening an envelope. Look at that. I've been carrying it around all day. No, I haven't. And holding the name of this year's Teacher of the Year. And I guess, do we have a drum roll over here with our band? Look at this. Here we go. Look at that. He's going to do such a great job. The Virginia Teacher of the Year is Miss Avanti Yamamoto from Region 1. Oh, it is. Okay, perfect. Look at this. Isn't that amazing? Can I have a hug? Yeah. Congratulations. Thank you, because we should never be afraid of that. No, that is wonderful. I know. Well, we're good. We're good. Congratulations. So you get to say something. Okay. Yes, here you go. I'm going to fix these for you. Over to you.
Okay. Oh, no. Oh my goodness. I'm so incredibly honored. I'm so honored. I'm so grateful to work in a great school, a great county, and a great state. I'm so grateful to be supported by such an amazing support system, my husband, my family, my math coach, my principal, my superintendent, everybody that just allows teachers to be creative and have the ability to say, these are my students, these are where they're at, and this is what they need, and giving us the ability to teach them the best that we know how. I've learned so much from all the teachers that have mentored me throughout the years and have instilled this belief in me that every child is capable. We just have to believe in them. And when we believe in them, those beliefs turn to actions, and those actions show students that they are capable. And when students believe that they are capable, the sky is the limit for them. For that might mean acing a geography test tomorrow, but then next week that means saving the entire rainforest. And that's the power that teachers have. We have the ability to transform an entire generation. And I don't take that lightly, and no teacher does. So on behalf of all teachers, thank you all for your support and encouragement and your belief in us that we are able to do all of this and so much more. Thank you so much for this honor. I'm so grateful.
that was about the most inspiring moment of the year, don't you think? We want to thank everyone for recognizing our educators, for recognizing our teachers. Congratulations, Mrs. Yamamoto. And congratulations to everyone for your hard work and for your dedication for our future and for our children. Thank you so much for coming. We appreciate you. Thank you.